Well, hurricane season is back in full swing after the devastation left behind by Hurricane Sandy. Many Americans wondering now, what can they do to survive the next big storm? Maria Molina just back from Miami, Florida with more. You know, I just came back from Minnesota where it's tornado country. You start seeing those dark skies. You don't see that anywhere else, at least on the East Coast. You see it all throughout the Midwest. Hurricane season, a whole nother thing.
A whole nother thing, and this season is actually forecast to be well above average in terms of hurricane activity across the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and also the Gulf of Mexico. So this is something that we do need to watch here coming up over the next several months. And the Atlantic hurricane season does run until November 30th. So it's a 6-month period out here. And I went to the International Hurricane Research Center to check out some of the incredible research ongoing to help build better and stronger homes.
It may look like I'm standing in the middle of a hurricane, but this is actually man-made wind from the wall of wind. These 12 fans can generate winds of over 150 miles an hour, the strength of a Category 5 hurricane.
Can you tell me a little bit about the wall of wind and what it's composed of?
Just look at this, Maria. Look at the magnitude of the wall of wind. We're looking at a structure here that's nearly 2 stories high. Each individual fan is 700 horsepower.
Your organization actually started because of Hurricane Andrew and how devastating that was to South Florida.
Hurricane Andrew changed everything. Millions of dollars poured in to rebuild South Florida, and part of that funding came to create us, the International Hurricane Research Center at Florida International University. The whole purpose is, should we get future hurricanes, how we can build better and build stronger. What we've done now, we've taken what Mother Nature creates in the real world, and now we've brought it into the research world. We're trying to replicate a real hurricane. We have little triangles here along the bottom, and this is to represent the ground surface. This slows the wind down. Those tall spires at the back end of the box, those help create turbulence. The wall of wind really has a key role. When we talk about how can we build structures better, how can we build them stronger, it's all about research and wind engineering.
One of the things you found is the type of nails used in homes, correct? So before we actually had just staples, which are very smooth.
Now you have a nail that has those grooves. We call them a ring shank nail. It just makes it that much stronger.
The wall of wind simulates hurricane conditions in terms of wind and rain on different homes, and that's one of your areas of research. Right here we actually have a test that was done. This one had pre-Andrew roof characteristics.
It comes down to the components and the materials that are used. As a result of that, many rooftops would just blow right off.
Then changes were made, and now this is a post-Andrew roof.
We certainly wanted to demonstrate that now with knowledge and technology we've come a long way. Inside a structure you can have lots of what's called hurricane strapping. Just that metal strapping that'll hold the roof to the wall and then the wall to the floor.
That's something that just shows the resiliency of a community, that it's not just rebuilding, but rebuilding smarter.
We can build better, build stronger. It saves everybody money and pain and suffering afterwards.
And coming up next hour, we'll show you how to hurricane-proof your home, the simple improvements you can do right now.
That was really interesting. Want to make sure that whoever builds your house, they use the right nails.
Exactly, and up to par to Category 5 hurricane conditions, because that's the worst type of storm, and we want to make sure that we build for the worst conditions.
Very good report. Thanks for making the big trip to your hometown.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Maria.